everybody. It's Janet Metzger, and I want to welcome you to the Network Marketer's Den. I'm really excited today. I have learned so much from this lady. Nancy Richtmeyer is going to tell you all you need to know if you sell a party plan. You know, Nancy's got over 39 years of experience in the industry. She's been at the top of her company. She's spoken in front of thousands of people. And what she's going to do today is she's going to share with you her 7 successful tips for having an awesome party, one that not only will you be thrilled about, but your hostesses will be thrilled about. So Nancy, I want to welcome you. Thank you for saying yes.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
So Nancy, tell everybody a little bit. You live in upstate New York, is that right?
Yep, I live in upstate New York near Albany. Yep, okay. And I've been here I think we've been here about almost 30 years.
Okay.
Not quite, almost 30. My husband was in the Navy. We moved around a lot when we first got married.
Sure.
And this business that I'm in, I took with me to all of the different states that we moved to, and it was great.
That's great. That's, a mobile business, which is tremendous. So in the business for 39 years, you got your kids, you got grandkids. Tell us a little bit about that, because you're a busy lady. So I was really happy I could nail you down.
Well, I have, I have two children who have their own children. So I have a total of 4 grandchildren. 2 of my grandchildren are here locally with me, and then the other 2 of my daughter and her husband are in Florida. So I go there often. I go to help her. My daughter just had a baby, so I was there for a little over a month to help her, and I'll go back again to help again. So, I love being able to go whenever I want to go.
Right, and that's the beauty of your business, is that you can do your parties from anywhere now. So
absolutely,
that is one of the greatest things. So 39 years. That's a long time. What keeps you in this business? What keeps you doing it?
Well, the first thing is I love it. That does help. I've been around a long time, and I've done it in my lifetime for various different reasons. I started because I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and once my children got older, I really just enjoyed winning all expense-paid trips. So that was another thing. I love mentoring people. I love my team. They keep me going too. If you have a bad day, they're always there doing so great and lifting you up too. That helps. And just being able to be flexible. It was always flexible, but now it's a little more flexible for me because I'm able to travel and do what I want to do. That's really, I can make some money along the way. Why not?
Yeah. And beautiful products, all of those things.
So, when I say I love the company, I do, but I love the products too. And it excites me today as it did 39 years ago. So
it's always fun when new things come out, isn't it? It's I always say it's like Christmas when you get those new boxes.
It is, yes.
Product. So, yes. A lot has changed, obviously, with COVID, and now we're doing virtual parties, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay. So how is that going? Is it a lot different? Or are you finding the success with it? Tell us a little bit about the virtual parties.
Okay. Well, obviously, like everybody else, last year kind of made us look at things and change things around and start to do virtual parties, which of course I had never done. And I was really nervous about doing it. And, luckily, I have a girl on my team, and this is one of the things I recommend to anybody is if you have somebody who's really good at something, see if you can get them to help you, because if it hadn't been for this one gal, the organizer on my team, I don't know that I would be doing this, because she's helped me tremendously learn how to navigate through all this, and it's been great. Also, our company does little classes here and there, and I try to attend them all to make sure I know what I'm doing. That's really helped tremendously as well. I feel like when someone is successful, I try to take the time to talk to those people, learn from those people. Why reinvent the wheel? If they're successful, they're doing something. As long as I can do it, I'm going to try. So I've done that. So now as far as Facebook parties go and Zoom, I try to use a lot of the same ideas that we did with home parties, only, they're a little bit different, but yet they're quicker because we're able to book parties now so much closer than we used to. So,
right.
do the same.
You don't have to clean your house. You don't have to do any of those things, which I know are some of the objections. You don't have to cook. You don't have to do any of those things.
Absolutely.
The thing is, as a consultant, that's a lot easier for you too, instead of hauling everything, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. Especially me, because now, when I started 39 years ago, I was a lot younger. So obviously I'm much older now, and doing that isn't really something. In fact, before COVID, I was thinking, I don't know if I can keep going with this. Oh my gosh. I know that COVID was a terrible thing and is still, but it really did wonders for my business, I have to say. It allowed me to be home and do my business from home, which was great.
Right. It's totally, you've got the right attitude about it. You've got the right attitude that, something good always comes out of something bad. So, so you had shared with me earlier when we talked that you've really got 7 steps to have a successful party. And for our listeners, I want you to know it does not matter what company you are with.
Right, I agree.
These things work for everything. And Nancy, when you and I were talking, we were both on the same page in that we really focus on the fundamentals. These are things that you need to do. You said it's your recipe, and it's not, you don't doctor it up. This is like my grandma's spaghetti sauce. I can't change it. This is like, just do it exactly as you say. So I would say to our listeners, you need to get a pen and paper right now, and we're going to have Nancy take us through the 7 steps to having a successful party. So Nancy, it's all yours. Tell us number 1.
All right.
And I'm going to take notes too. So
okay. Well, we made a meme and we post it. We send it to her through Facebook Messenger also, so that she has this. I also send her a copy of it in the mail as well. But it's 7 steps to a successful party things that our hostesses need to be doing during these during the Facebook parties. So the first one is to obviously invite. We still want to do invitations. We want to invite 25 to 35 friends to the party and individually message each person that you want to invite to your party and let them know to keep an eye out for an invitation that's going to come from me. So she's going to send a little message telling them that, and then I'm going to make up an invitation for her, send it to her, and ask her to individually send that out to each person she wants to invite. She can text it, she could Facebook message it out, or she could call someone if she wanted to. But the idea is not to do it in a group text to send out to people. You want to do it in.
Oh, I agree. I think that's so important. That would make me receiving an invitation. I think of the one that I got over the weekend. It was totally, you could tell it was a copy and paste.
Mm-hmm. Well, this could be what I send them can be a copy and paste, but it gives them all the information. It gives them the link to the party. It gives them the date and the time. It gives them some instruction what they're coming to. So, and of course, I always make sure they put hi and put the person's name.
Right.
That way
personalize it.
Right, exactly.
Absolutely. So you're still saying 25 to 35 people that they should invite.
Right.
Because everybody attends, right?
Correct. And then the problem is what the hostess sometimes feels, well, if I invite 60, 70 people, I'll get 20 for sure. That's not usually the case. At least that's not what we have found. So that's why we try to keep it to this. She can always invite more if she wants. There's no rule against it, but it's just that I don't want her to think, because now individually sending out a message to 60 people is difficult. So that's not going to happen, I don't think.
Right.
Better with the 25. Maybe we have a good shot at her doing that. And I know that's key. Yeah.
Right.
The next thing we do is we ask, it's invite, then ask, and says, don't be afraid to ask questions. Your guests might be wondering the same thing So ask away. We want her to ask us questions, especially if it's someone that has not ever had a party with us before, isn't familiar with our program. We want her to ask questions so that, she's not thinking, well, why am I doing this and why am I doing that? That way I can nip all that in the bud with her. Then we ask her to post. Create a welcome post. That's really key on creating a welcome post. As soon as your friends have joined the party, get a couple of them in there, then go ahead and send that put up that welcome post. Be excited that they are there and partying with you, and you're excited to see them.
Sure.
And don't be afraid to comment. We want them to comment on her post too.
Right, because the more you comment, that creates that interaction, and that helps build a relationship, right?
Exactly. Okay. And that's the next tip is comment. Comment on all posts and show your excitement. Now this is again to the hostess we're saying. Your guests don't really know me, and they want to hear from you because you're who they know. And then you can always comment. Then I always tell them, because one of my things is I've called them ahead of time to let them know that I'm going to send them this list. So I want them to know how important it is that she has a personal relationship, because it's difficult for me. Different than a home party where I can't really hear, but I can try. But if she can keep that personal relationship going, then they're going to feel like they want to order from her.
Okay. I want to go back to that. You said that you actually call the hostess first, so you kind of pre-call the party and all the stuff she's got to do, not only with this list, but you walk them through it, right?
Right, I do. And then I tell her I'll send this to her. She can always go back and look at it. Always go back and leave. There's other things that I do too that are going to help success, but I wanted to keep this as minimal as possible for the hostess so that she did things that were going to help her party.
Right.
Yeah.
Got that in mind. Okay, good. Good. Okay. So after commenting, what do you say?
Then I do tag. The next word is tag. Tag your friends and family in posts during the party. Earn bonus points, because we give them points for doing things, and then we do a drawing at the end. Earn posts for tagging all your guests in a post the day of the demonstration, especially because we want them to be on that demonstration, because we're going to do a demonstration on every party. Okay. And even more, let them know that they can invite people to the demonstration also.
Okay, so that's really building it up. Okay,
right.
So invite others. Sure, that makes sense. Okay.
And then we remind her to have fun. We want your party to be fun and successful by you. I lost my little thing here. I'm just going to read this. By you being active and interactive, your guests will be also.
Sure, you're taking the lead.
Exactly.
The lead. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then the last one is thank. Be sure to thank everyone who joins and or places an order on your party. So those are some key things that she's going to actually physically do on the show itself.
Okay. I'm just going to have a party. The more they put into it, the more they're going to get out of it.
Exactly.
That makes complete and total sense. So what do you do? So I agree to host a party, and as the consultant, how do you follow up with the hostess? What do you do to follow up with me, the hostess, to make sure that everything goes smoothly?
Well, like we said earlier, I'm going to, as soon as you say on the party that you're going to have a party, because we play a little game to get them, we roll the dice, and they earn a prize, blah, blah, blah. Once we do that, then at the end, once the party is over, I will, now if it's late, if it's a kind of a late timing and they live in maybe another part of the country, I will email, text her, or Facebook message her and let her know that I am going to call her first thing in the morning.
I might after the party.
Right, yeah, after the party. I might call her that night if she says I'm a late night person, call me, that kind of thing, I might. But my goal is to try to call right after the party. Okay. And I call and I ask them, listen, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Go to Facebook Messenger. First of all, friend me, go to Facebook Messenger, to send me all your information. I need to have your name, your address, your phone number, and your email. That way there, I have it in one place. I can always go back to that one place and find it if for some reason I don't want to be writing it on a little piece of paper that I'm never going to find it, or have a notebook or in my date book. This just works better for me. And then once we do that, then I'll explain to her that I'm going to send her these 7 steps to success, just some things that we'd like her to do on her party that will help her party be successful. Let me think what else. Oh, and then I also just let her know when we're going to have the live so that she can plan that. Well, first, obviously, I'm going to talk to her about a date. I'm going to say, we're going to start the next party on Sunday. Is that going to work for you? And the live will be on Thursday. Will that work for you? I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, they say yes. It's amazing when we used to have to wait so long to book a party back in the day.
Sure.
So we do that. I get that settled first, and then go into all the other things. And then I tell her I will send her a packet, a hostess packet that will have our catalog, our sale flyers, some order forms. She still can work on outside orders from people who might not be on Facebook or on Zoom. And, I try to explain to her about Zoom, that you don't have to have an account with Zoom. If we invite her and give her the link, whoever it is, if she's on a computer, she can come on and see the Zoom presentation.
Sure.
Yeah. I try to explain. There's a lot of little things, and I have a list, and I didn't bring that list with me to talk to you about today, but I do. I have like a little list, and I made this list out for my team as well, because it's easy to forget all these little things when, we haven't been doing these kind of parties in the past.
Right.
And yeah. So then I pretty much tell her that I will be sending her that invitation probably in the morning, and if she would please look it over and adjust wherever she has to put her name, and then individually send it out to everybody. And then the next time I'll probably I also say to her, so what I will probably be, oh my goodness, lost the word I want, communicating. I will probably be communicating with you through Facebook Messenger, reminding you of different things that you have to do or that needs to be done. And if you could do like when it comes time for, I won't call her for these little things, like reminding her to tag her friends when we're going to do the live. Reminding her, I also remind her sometimes when I watch and see how many people she invited, if we're not getting a lot of attendance, I'll remind her to please send that out again, or I might even write up another little invitation, just a reminder invitation that she needs to send out to people that haven't attended.
Right.
Because we want to get as many people. And I also explained to her that, listen, don't think it's because they don't want to come. Lots of times people don't see it. They don't even know, they didn't even know about it. You've got to remind them. And if they still don't want to come, if that's their reason, they just won't. But at the same time, you might catch the person that never saw that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I heard you say, Nancy, as I'm listening to all these wonderful tips, is that you really stick close to the hostess. And help her along, because you're the expert. The consultants that are doing the party are the expert. The hostess is just what she is. She is hostessing, and she doesn't need to know all of those things. So when you do your parties, can you maybe just give one tip of how you can take a party and turn it into another party? Because it's that law of inertia. The more parties you have, you get more parties.
Right.
And then ultimately, if you want to build your team, just want to share a couple things about what you do with that.
Well, first of all, there's certain things that the hostess cannot get unless she has a booking.
Sure.
So, and then we have some other items that she cannot get unless she has 3 bookings. So we want to make sure that we mention this, of course, through the demonstration. We'll also mention this in our posts on Facebook. We'll also show those items and explain how a hostess can get those items.
Right.
So that way there, one of your friends or relatives, could book a party. And we'll talk to her about that as well. But in the meantime, the postings really kind of speak for themselves. And if she comments on something, and that's another thing I forgot to mention. I do have her send me a wish list because I want her.
Okay.
Yes, I want her to send me at least 5 items that she would love to have. That way, I can remind her. When I post something that is a picture of what she would love to have, I'm going to remind her. Listen, if you have a chance to go in and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm really hoping I can earn this," something like that. That's going to let your guests know you're working towards something. There's something there that you really want.
Sure.
And you can't get it unless they have a booking.
Right. And setting a goal, you've got to help. You've got, not only as the consultant do you need a goal, but you want to help your hostesses have a goal.
Exactly.
Because if you don't have a goal, you're not going to get anywhere. I mean, goal setting is one of the most important skills in our business. It is so huge. So, wow, those are phenomenal tips. And, I think of the times when I've hosted a party or attended a party, and there's a huge difference between a successful party and a non-successful party. But the one thing that is in common is who the hostess is, because the hostess, I'm sorry, not the hostess, but the consultant. You're really the differentiator. So those are phenomenal tips. They really are.
One more thing I just want to mention at the very end of the demonstration, we will also play a game, and we'll play what we call either the box game or the dice game, or something that will entice people to roll the dice to book a party and earn whatever gift is in the envelope that matches the number on the dice.
Right. And I notice you do it at the end, so they have to stay until
yes.
the end, right? I'm
right.
sure that's the. So, what do you see as one of the best parts about doing home parties? Because I used to hear it all the time. Oh, I don't want to do a party. Is that a party plan? Do I have to do a party? What is best about a party in your mind? For anybody that's thinking, do I want to host a party? Do I want to join a party plan? What would you say is the best part in your mind? And I know it's about the flexibility, but tell me what you think about that.
Are we talking about, if we're talking about consulting, being a consultant, it's money. It's actually the money, and it's being able to have the flexibility and earn the money, being able to work this around your schedule. But the money you make per hour, I mean, there isn't a part-time job really out there that you can do that with. So if you were to try us, we know our best consultants are going to be people that love our product. And we know that the people who love the product can sell the product. It doesn't take, and we're not really not salesy kind of people. We just love the product, and we talk about how much we love it and how great it would be and what it'll do for you. That's what really gets it in. So it's not that hard. It's not difficult. I try to let them know it's not that difficult to do. We will teach you. I will train you. I'll even help you with your first party. But the money is really, if you're looking for some money, if you need money right away, this is really the way to go.
It's very fast money. Yes. Absolutely. So now if somebody would, and we didn't really say in detail, but you are with Princess House. I learned just a few minutes ago, we have a mutual friend that I've known forever and ever, that you're very familiar with. It's a great company. I have lots of beautiful crystal in my house from there. But what's the best way for and it will be on our notes section, folks, by the way, but do you have a Facebook group so if somebody wants to check it out?
Yes, I do. I have Princess House with, all right, let me go. princesshouse.com/nrichtmeyer is my website. Okay. Yeah, and then my group is Princess House with Nancy Richtmeyer.
Okay. So if anybody wants any information, and now you had said that you've got a special offer for our listeners. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
I do. Well, for those of you who love our product and might be interested in this, even if you want to find out a little more about us, but what we're going to do is we're going to offer anybody that can find me on Facebook and join my group. We're going to offer you an opportunity to take 10% off of any item that you purchase. That's my VIP group, which I gave you the Princess House with Nancy Richtmeyer. And the other thing that I would like to offer is anyone who decides they would like to give us a try and do a party, you're automatically entitled to any item at 50% off.
Wow.
plus everything else Princess House has to offer, which is so many things, depending on what you do in sales. I get so excited.
Well, that excitement is what's kept you going for the 39 years. That's just phenomenal. And you've got so much to offer. And I know I so appreciate it because I was never really part of a party plan, if you will. I mean, other than I went to a lot of parties and spent a lot of money. But the company that I worked with for many, many years didn't have an actual party plan, but you've got a great structure. And party plans today are becoming more and more popular, but there's some really good parties that you go online, and there are some that are not so good. And I'm looking forward to attending your next party, Nancy, because
Awesome.
you've got a wealth of knowledge for everybody. So I want to thank you on behalf of our listeners. And again, those 7 tips of how to have a successful party are just really and truly invaluable. So I want to thank you again. And I look forward someday we're going to meet in person, my friend.
Okay.
Okay, take care.
Next time you're in Albany, I'll see
In
ya.
Albany, you know what? I told you I got family there. So
I
we'll
know.
talk soon. Thanks
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.